Massachusetts has never had an attorney general like its next attorney general, Andrea Campbell.
I'm living proof that a girl who grew up in public housing with a family torn apart by crime, incarceration, and poverty, with support from a community that believed in me, could turn pain into purpose, could become a legal services lawyer representing kids in need for free, could become legal counsel for the governor, could become the first Black woman president of the Boston City Council. And now I'm running to become Attorney General for you.
She won. The race was never in doubt, and Andrea Campbell won by 25 points. But there was no name on a ballot anywhere in America that I, for one, cared about more than Andrea Campbell, because her father and my father made a bit of legal history together when my father went all the way to the United States Supreme Court as a defense lawyer to get Alvin Campbell's conviction for bank robbery overturned. And so Alvin Campbell was released from prison and was a free man 40 years ago when his daughter, Andrea, was born in Boston. But he soon went back to prison on other charges, and Andrea's mother died in a car crash, driving to visit her father in jail. Andrea had a twin brother who died at age 29 while in state custody facing criminal charges. Andrea Campbell graduated from the oldest and best public school in America, Boston Latin School, then Princeton University, then the UCLA School of Law. When Vice President Kamala Harris campaigned for Andrea Campbell, she said this.
I know what it's like to be an attorney general. I worked with Maura when she was attorney general. I happened to be elected as the first Black woman attorney general in the country. Tish James is the second. Ms. Campbell's going to be the third.
When Andrea Campbell was in high school, there was no attorney general anywhere who looked like her. Rondella Richardson of WCVB-TV in Boston spoke to some high school students the day after Election Day about what it means for them to see someone who lived the life they are living, elected Attorney General. Rondella Richardson visited Codman Academy, a Dorchester school where I proudly serve as a member of the board.
Young women in Massachusetts woke up more empowered.
It makes me feel like, you know, I can literally achieve anything, and I can also have my voice heard.
Today, a diverse group of women hold 5 of the top 6 offices in the state. AG-elect Campbell's life a mirror image of many at the Dorchester school.
Most of the government or whatever is like mostly white men. So to finally see not only a Black person, but a Black woman step into office was like very exciting.
She's the top law enforcement officer for the state. She says she wants to address community violence, gun violence, affordable housing. What does that mean to you?
A lot. I've had people in my family who have died from like gun violence.
Sorry. It hurts a lot.
Government can and should be responsive to your needs and do it with a sense of integrity, empathy, and urgency.
Joining us now, the former president of the Boston City Council, who will become Massachusetts' 45th Attorney General, the Honorable Andrea Campbell. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. This is really a pleasure. It's an emotional family reunion of sorts. When you listen to those girls in Dorchester at Codman Academy talking about what you now mean to them, thinking back to your days at Boston Latin School, what would it have meant to you to see an election like this when you were in high school?
It's significant, and it's not lost upon me what it means for students, not just young girls, young boys, and I say anyone who's ever felt left out, left behind, or discounted. And so for me, I've seen that clip several times. I will be visiting the school at some point. We were talking to the reporter as well to plan something. But when we say representation matters, what we're talking about is making sure that young people see folks in leadership positions, government and other industries, that they can aspire to be. And so for me, I will not be the last. There will be more leaders that come, and I will do everything in my power to continue to support young people in their dreams so they can be successful just like me and many others across this country who exercise the courage to run for office.
How did you do it? When you go to Codman Academy and other schools, I'm sure you will, kids that age are going to want to know how you did it, how you climbed from where you were in those days to where you are now.
I talk openly about my faith. I say, but for the grace of God, I would not be here. And I have an aunt and uncle who are actually in that photo from Princeton University when I graduated, who have been a support system for me and parent figures for me for a very long time, who planted seeds of faith. But I had great schools. I had great teachers. I had an excellent public education. I had mentors. I had job opportunities as a young person that exposed me to all types of things, including travel opportunities where I was down in the South through Double Dutch and sports to be exposed to college campuses. So I saw the possibilities of things outside of my immediate neighborhood. And that's what young people need today. And frankly, to turn off some of the noise and get off social media, to really spend time in community with folks who believe in them. We're not going to eradicate poverty overnight, but we can give opportunity fairly and equitably to everyone, regardless of their demographic, to ensure they have a successful life outcome and accomplish their dreams.
We have seen a lot of suspenseful races around the country for Attorney General because in some states there have been Attorney General candidates running who openly seem to be willing to overturn elections in the future. That's not one of the things that people have to fear in Massachusetts. What is your top priority as Attorney General?
Number one is mental health. There's been an epidemic in this country and in Massachusetts for a long time. Our young people are struggling. There's an uptick in depression, anxiety, suicide that we must address. And we have some of the best healthcare institutions in the world in Massachusetts. So we can do significant work in this regard. Community violence, which also came up in the clip you showed, is a major issue in our urban centers. And I've done the work of not only making sure our departments are resourced, but that they are investing in organizations on the ground that are breaking cycles of violence, and that we have transparency and accountability built in our policing models. And then everything related to economic prosperity, inflation, and everything related to building wealth. I think attorney generals across the country can be doing more in this regard. And then the Supreme Court, reproductive health care, protecting our basic constitutional rights, critically important. So AGs across the country are going to have to step up, and I look forward to working in partnership with many who have already reached out to congratulate me.